Hey guys, Nananki here, bringing you another Team Fortress 2 gameplay commentary. Today I'm playing as the Demoman on Pipeline. Pretty stock loadout, except that I am using the lock and load instead of the normal grenade launcher. I am kind of in love with the lock and load. It's just so devastating if you can land both shots. I think it's the only weapon in the game that'll take out a sentry gun in 2 shots other than a fully charged sniper rifle. I think it'll take 2 shots with a fully charged sniper rifle. I might be wrong about that. That might bring it to like the very edge of being destroyed, but they do have to be fully charged, which obviously takes a while unless you've got more than one sniper working in concert together, which is usually like trying to herd cats. Yeah, that's like trying to coordinate spies. Unless it's somebody you play with on the regular, then you're not gonna pull it off. And I'm trying to chase this scout down. He slipped past me on the stairs, and I figure for sure I get him with my next swing, but nope, there's a scout. That's not happening. And he got me in the back so close to the moment when the spy was stabbing, I thought I actually got face stabbed, and I was like, good lord, really? But they have their cart pushed up to the point up the little hill, so it doesn't have any space to roll back on. It's practically there. You know, I figure maybe if we can take the middle and start pushing the cart, then we'll keep them occupied on the middle. Hopefully not too much of my team comes to push the cart with us and continues to defend. Because you got to be proactive. The best defense is a good offense. If we just sat back on our heels and tried to defend the cart point blank like that, it would be a matter of time. So I figured I'd just go on the offense and hope for the best and see what developed. And we lost. not a big surprise. But me and Ad joined rather late, and this was a auto-assigned server, and it auto-assigned us to opposite teams, and then it auto-scrambled us together right about the time the video started. I had actually been on blue up until about that moment. So things worked out. We were on the same team. I was like, good enough. We're on the same team. Let's just roll with it. So this is the 3rd level, and it's kind of amusing that this is kind of the finale level, you might say, like the culmination of the previous 2 maps. You know, it's the 3rd map of Pipeline, but you don't get any benefit except for the like 20-foot head start from winning the first 2 rounds. It makes the first 2 rounds pretty meaningless if this is considered the definition of victory or not, is whether or not you win this map. It means the first 2 rounds are kind of like qualifying rounds. They're not even meaningful as to the actual results of the race. But, you know, I don't know, however you want to interpret it. If you want to interpret it that each map is equally valuable, then they beat us 2-1. If you want to think that this is the culmination of the 2 maps, then we won because we won this map. And people are just running into my stickies a lot in this round. In fact, I'd say it's probably 50% of my kills is people walking into sticky bombs, or me sticking the cart, and spies who are somewhat obvious. Even though that one's not too obvious. I thought he was going to jump off and try to chase the medic, but no such luck. And I really want to get that sniper off of that ledge, but I see somebody jumping up there, and I'm like, okay, the point-blank heavy is a more valid concern than the distant sniper. But yeah, Demoman is my favorite class, and this is probably my favorite loadout for it. I feel like the sticky gun launcher, although some people, you know, deride it as being easy mode, it's easy to get kills with the sticky bomb launcher if you camp doorways and whatnot, but using it in live combat a lot of times, you know, if you get inside of medium range, the Demoman trying to use just stickies is worthless, because even trying to just shoot them at your feet, you've still got 1 second until they arm, which means, you know, if you're within that 1 second boundary, if you're a scout at point blank range or whatnot, or a spy even for that matter, you should be able to shoot the Demoman to death pretty easily, unless you get into a melee contest with him, in which case he does have the 3rd most health in the game at 175. And right here I just had like no ammo in my lock and load. I was like, just keep the faith, just keep shooting as fast as you can reload. And it worked out for me, so that was cool. And I thought for sure I was going to catch that scout on his way down, but man, he is one evasive little guy. He just completely vanished on me. I think in the replay there you can see him jump behind me into the water at the last second, or maybe off my head for that matter. And right here is a pretty fail moment where I, put 2 stickies out there and managed to completely miss with both of them. And I noticed Ad took a bit of damage, so I retreated back to the cart hoping that he would follow and get some health back, but I think it ends up not working out so well for him because he gets sniped. And that sniper, man, I was just like, I am going to kill you right now. No more of that. Stop killing my medic. And, you know, really, if you're trying to sticky jump up there from that far away, you should probably just be using 2 stickies and just getting a little bit further from them before you detonate them. And there's another person charging into my stickies, and there's another sniper. And I'm like, you know, at this point, I feel like we've been killing their team really efficiently for a minute, and hopefully their spawn times are high enough now that we can just push this cart up without too much resistance. I make one more push at their sniper nest, because there's another sniper there, and I figure the other one's probably respawned by now. But I'm also very nervous about snipers and about being near my own stickies, and if that guy had kept charging out right there, I would have had to detonate those and been on top of him. So I just jumped off and was kind of skittish about it. But once again, Ad's got my back. It's so good to have a good, competent medic on the team. And I lucked out and got a crit sticky there, and I will say, crit stickies, man, they're pretty easy mode. And that was kind of funny. Like, the sniper was bounced up onto the windowsill and kind of was like, hey, what the? Oh, hi. Like, oh, look, this is a good vantage point. I lucked out getting up. Oh, there's the Demoman right in front of me. Oops. But we are up the first hill, which, you know, is half the match won. And I've seen it happen before where the team that gets up to the first hill first does not win, but just as often they do win. So, you know, I kind of thought I was going to have to lock and load that sniper at point blank range, but he didn't really even notice me. He just kind of stayed in the range of those stickies. So that works. Pay no attention to me. I'm just laying stickies. And so at this point I was really thinking I could probably just hide around the side of the cart and ride it up and not get sniped, but that sniper was down at the bottom and he got me and put an end to my little rampage. I realized I had been alive for quite a while. And I thought, you know, okay, we've got it up even the second hill in my death. All we've got to do now is make sure they don't get their cart in and get ours the last few feet. You know, because there's no rolling backwards except on downhill grades in payload race. But I get shot to death by that scout, and the time I'm dead, they're practically up the hill again. This time I don't fail my sticky jump, unlike the last one. But I don't want to stand right across from a direct hit soldier. I figure, you know, they're probably going to be desperate to get the cart up the hill. They'll stay on the cart, and I can just go for them that way. That first sticky was kind of a preventative sticky, just in case he wanted to try to charge me. And the assumption that somebody was going to be over in that general vicinity, maybe coming at me, and, you know, throwing stickies around you is kind of a good way to prevent people from coming at you. Now that I've cleared them off the cart twice, I feel like enough of them are dead that I need to get up here, and I have no interest whatsoever in having that sentry come to fruition. Me and Ad clear them out and take the point, and that is the end of that round. And I was just so appreciative to Ad for playing medic for me for that round, and the round before it for that matter. I can speak. That round and the round before it for that matter, that I went ahead and switched to medic. And although I switched a little bit late, I did not have a crits ready for the start. When I did get a crits, they got random crits. Or no, that's an actual crits, I think. It was just the tail end of it there. It's hard to see when you've got, you know, 2 frames of the enemy on your screen. I guess I could bother slowing it down, but I'm not even going to bother. It's not that interesting. I'll slow down the interesting stuff, like if I swing at an uber saw at a spy and decapitate him. That would be interesting. I'll slow that down if it happens. Yeah, that's not foreshadowing anything. And, you know, that's a great thing about spies that are willing to try to butter knife you, or whatever you want to call it. Just, you know, flick stab you, not actually backstab you, just slash at you desperately. Desperation stabs, as I call them. I think that's a fair enough term as any. But those desperation stabs, all they really do is give you the medic a chance to uber saw you. And if the medic is using the uber saw, which most medics, I'm not going to say all, I'm not even going to say more than half, but at least half, I'm going to say, of all medics probably use the uber saw, because I mean, I love it. I don't know why I would ever use the one where you can play a little song on it, and it's like the old violin taunt. Other than the nostalgia factor, you don't get even any Uber charge for that, so healing a group, you know, okay, well now I'm stationary, I'm a super easy target for spies, and on top of that, I'm not building any Uber or crits. So I would say I'm just better off with the Uber saw. The bone saw is, you know, better as a pure melee weapon. Like right there, I saw this heavy head up with the gloves out, and I thought, oh, if he's got mini crits on him when I get up the hill, I'll just saw him down. But then he just was nowhere to be found, and there was a spy, and I got hit by I think I probably got hit with the scorch shot there. That's what made me bounce, and yet I wasn't immediately getting burned to death by the pyro, because if it was a compression blast, I would expect it to be immediately followed by me getting my ass handed to me by an extinguisher or the postal pummeler, which is just a reskin. But it's, I don't know, funnier to be beat to death by a mailbox, probably. A little bit less hardcore than the axe, but probably funnier. And a lot of TF2 is about funny. I mean, if it wasn't about funny, there wouldn't be a fish in the game. So me and this other medic are chasing down the sniper, and I see the first medic go down, and I get headshotted right after him, and I was like, man, we just got owned by that sniper. That was sad and horrible, Peter Parker Pickle Patch. Peter Parker's Pickle Patch. Yeah. I don't know what was up with those beams going through the wall there. I did see them in the replay, but not in the actual round, and I thought this was a pretty cool moment too. Like tandem spy medic work. I got one stab on both of them. He backstabbed the heavy, and there you go. There's a decapitated spy from an uber saw. But no, if you look more carefully, you see the sniper was already targeting him. And I did get a swing on him, because you see my Uber charge go up, and you see my assist there on the kill feed. But he just happened to be headshot at almost the instant that I saw him, so it looked real cool. But as I was saying, I don't know what the deal was with those graphical glitches. They aren't there when I play on this map normally. I've got another Kritzkrieg fully charged, and I'm trying to head with that. I wanted to put out that spy, but he had his invis cloak up, and you can't heal invisible spies. So you can heal disguised spies, but you can't heal invisible spies. And I also don't recommend that you heal disguised spies if you're near the enemy whatsoever, because then you're giving your teammates away. And completely blind to what ad sees out the window, I just kind of figured, to hell with it, I'll go for it and pop this crits and see what develops. That's usually my attitude with the Kritzkrieg. I feel like it has less importance than an Uber. It doesn't have to be popped with so careful a consideration, and it's not going to preserve your life from popping it either. There's more of a reason to pop it at the slightest provocation, because it's easier to lose it and not get the full benefit of it. You're not going to save your life with it, so you can't hold it till the last second. So if you're looking like you might die, even if it's even a slight possibility, it's a better bet to just pop it. And right here, I honestly thought Ad would probably hold them off well enough, Ad, the Medi, and the Engineer, that I would be able to get this thing up the final few feet without really having to stick my head out. But unfortunately, the sniper took matters into his own hands, closed range, and just ran through everybody and got me. And I figured I would chase this guy with my Uber saw, and he ran completely away, but the Inchi came out to play, so that's good enough. And I'm always anxious to pull out the Uber saw. In fact, you've probably noticed my inclination to pull it out in situations where I might necessarily not be best served by pulling out my melee, like right there when I saw that Demoman. If I was a more conservative medic, I'd have just backpedaled right back out the door, maybe took one grenade, but certainly not two, and had time to get away, maybe pick up the little health pack that's out on the other side, the mirror opposite of this ledge I'm on right now, on the other side. But I didn't. I pulled out the Uber saw, and I thought, he won't hit me. I'll take him out, and yeah, if you're going to play Demo Night, if you're going to run around with a sword, have some idea how to use it. All he really did was feed the medic some Uber charge. What's the good in that? You know, use that charge and charge. Don't just jump out the window into a group with no plan whatsoever. And even though I've got my Kritzkrieg full, and Ad is like, let's do it, I'm like, hold on 1 second, we get this Uber, or get this heavy fully overhealed. There we go. Now I'm ready. Now let's do it. And he is running around with the sword, but not targeting me, luckily, because if you notice, I just kind of hopped past him. And he's chasing me, and I saw the spy behind me, and he cloaked and then immediately uncloaked. And I don't know if he's using the Eternal Reward or what the deal exactly was, but he contributed a good deal to my Uber charge, or my Kritzkrieg, I should say. And right here, I break the beam on Ad for just a few seconds to make sure to give that medic an overheal, and in those few seconds, Ad got killed by a level 2. And I was like, oh man, if I had just stayed right there with him, he probably would have lived, and we would have a point right now. But instead, he's dead, and I'm healing this soldier who does the fully charged, sentry-disabling shot, and does so much damage to the NG that my 2 or 3 needles kill him, and I was able to take out the gun as well. And you see, here's what you should do when you get charged by a Demo Knight or a Demo Man in that situation. Jump out of there. I had like 90-something%, like 98%, 99% crits. I was like not even chancing it, just getting out of there. But it turned out to be an unnecessary concern because our team captured the point with me and Ad en route to it. We contributed nothing to that final push other than what led up to it. But good games, one and all. My last intention is to just make frag videos that just show the exceptional moments of gameplay without having any context or showing how you died or anything else. But I do have occasionally clips that I want to save because they're fairly amusing, where I survive when I shouldn't, or where people act derpy. And so I figure I'll slap those together in little montages at the end of my videos, you know, no longer than a minute. That way you kind of get a taste of that, because I like them personally, and I like seeing them set to some kicking beats or some rockin' music. And as long as it's got good tunes and it's short, I figure all the merrier. If anybody out there dislikes them, by all means let me know, and I'll consider, you know, maybe not having them on as often. But if you like them, and so far the feedback has been positive, then I'll probably keep doing it when I have good clips to put at the end. Here's another random scout clip of the beginning of a round of Barn Blitz where I caught an Uber and was kind of surprised by it, but it worked out pretty well in the end. Thank you so much for watching. I appreciate it as always. I'll catch you next time. Peace.